I made my first $30,000 in 1 month in TikTok shop, and I did it without speaking a single word in English in any of my videos. Most affiliates are fighting for attention in the crowded English-speaking market, but I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step story that got me from zero to generating over $1 million in sales for e-com brands by doing the one thing every other affiliate was ignoring, which is entering the Spanish-speaking market, which is a blue ocean. So in this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on my story and the exact strategy I implemented to win. So let's dive into it. Obviously, the first thing I did was acquire knowledge. I had no idea how to start this because I had never done content before, right? So the first thing I did was invest into a mentorship. I needed knowledge in order to actually provide top 1% content. Being honest, my initial idea was just making around 10, 15, 20K per month, but as time went by and I started understanding the skill set, what value we were providing for brands, the actual change we were making in the market, I understood that it could be so much bigger than I had envisioned. So as time went by and I started acquiring that knowledge, implementing those hooks, understanding what kind of process you're running before making a viral video, what kind of pitch are you introducing, how do you generate urgency, how do you make ads to actually convert, how do you make organic content convert, how do you make TikTok push more your content because you're actually converting. And that's when I understood everybody was doing everything wrong. I used to scroll on the For You page and I kept seeing all these videos where you could actually see no one knew what they were doing, especially in Spanish. One of my key takeaways for hooks, for example, is you need to be addressing this specific person you're targeting with your product. Most people shove the product up in your face in the first 15 seconds. That's also messed up. TikTok is a heavily dopaminergic platform, right? As soon as you're showing them the product, they already got what they want. They're gonna leave. They don't even have any reason to buy. On the other side, if you start introducing problems, if you start expanding on things your specific product solves and your specific target needs, that's when they're staying to watch the video. And if you keep delaying that gratification until you've expanded on the problem and you've given them the takeaway, like, hey, this is actually gonna quote unquote solve your problem, that's when they buy. Another mistake a lot of people do is they're trying to sell through science. Everyone knows people buy through emotion and justify by logic, okay? So what's better, to just say, hey, these enzymes have X, Y, and Z and that's why they're so good, or actually explain and expand on how you felt after taking them when you used to have all of these problems. Now I can actually, I don't know, go to the bathroom confidently. I can actually digest my food. I don't keep like burping, etc. Right? Those are things most people mess up because they're just trying to make it scientific, and that's not the point. And that's one of the key components of storytelling. People need to relate to you. They want to be like you. Now, when we kept seeing those kind of results, when I started making that amount of money, right, and I was making that quality videos, brands started reaching out to me, etc., we understood that there was no competition, right? I kept seeing the charts, I kept seeing everything, and I had no competition. I could hop on pretty much any product that had a decent revenue stream, decent reviews, etc., and I would be one of the top 5 affiliates on the get-go because I knew how to make content, I know how to select the product, and I knew how to sell the product. So by applying all these principles, good hook, good storytelling, good pitch, I kept consistently winning. The thing is, a lot of people think this is about getting lucky, right? You hit a 30K month, you're lucky. No, I've been consistently hitting these months, being the top affiliate for these brands because I do have a blueprint. I know what I'm doing and I follow a process. Okay, so one of the first things I did when I started applying this strategy was, you can clearly see how the views changed, right? This is when I started on the mentorship, the 76.6K, because it changes the product. And here I was promoting like some lotion, etc. You can see on the views, it wasn't a good product selection. It wasn't really any kind of viral angles. I was shoving the product up their face, etc. You can see clearly. And now the first video after applying new hooks, actually going for a viral script, you start seeing results, right? It's no coincidence again. So in this video, for example, first thing I do, I'm showing a visual hook, right? I'm gathering people in. The thing is, my angle here was more middle of the funnel, right? Why was I doing middle of the funnel? I literally copied the most viral video that was for the same product and brought it here, right? There were some downsides to it. Still, it got good traction, but it wasn't good enough, right? Now you just have to start assessing what's working, what's not working, what angles am I testing, why am I testing those angles. This is how my brain works when I'm trying, like when I'm hopping on a new product, when I'm trying a new product, when I'm testing specific angles, because that's gonna give me the winners. I'm seeing what works and then tweaking it better and better so I can go more viral, make more sales, and make TikTok favor me and make the brand more money. So being in middle of the funnel, you can clearly see then I got 27k, then I got a couple violations, that's why the views are so low, then I didn't get so many views, then 50k. It was decent, right? This was my first product choice, bear in mind, right? But I was still going like semi-viral because this is not really viral, right? What I understood here is I was making several mistakes. Number one, I'm making a middle of the funnel video for a product where in the Spanish market specifically there's not so much awareness, right? Which that means I need to make more top of the funnel. I need to bring awareness to the viewer and introduce him the product after and actually like break down what it does, etc. Because with the middle of the funnel, if they don't know the product, they don't care about it. Yes, I was getting good virality. Why? Because it's visually very appealing. I was doing like using specific people, which also brought people's attention, but it was not good enough in terms of scripting so I could convert because the market was not aware and did not have the understanding for them to buy. So the conclusion here was it did work straight away. The new strategy I was using, the first thing I was implementing, obviously it's been pretty much 1 year. Let's see, it's been approximately, it's been 1 year since I started doing this, right? Which means a lot has gone by. I've learned a lot, but immediately since I started applying this on a product which had no Spanish viewers, had no Spanish promotion, and I was doing angles which were working in English, boom, we start seeing results. It was not crazy sales, but still it started getting traction. Now that's my job for me as an affiliate and as a creator, as an expert in marketing, to actually bring that awareness to the consumer and make them buy. And now I will show you the products where I've gotten my biggest success and how I achieved that using this specific strategy. So with this product right here for Foodology, very known product, Korean jelly. So where I hopped in this product specifically, it doesn't even appear here. I was actually at the beginning of August actually. So this is the 20th, so it was a bit before this, right? And here it had a huge blow up, right? In September. And this is where I actually made the 10k bonus with this brand. I made a lot of money with this brand. I've actually made over 50k solely with this brand, right? So this is the potential you can, as an affiliate, have for a brand, because I'm getting paid about 25%, which I've made. I've made this brand over, 150k GMV as a single person, right? So when I hopped on this, most affiliates, by the way, I am here, number 7. Typically I'm higher up, but I'm no longer promoting the product. I saw as soon as I hopped on this product, right? Most people were females. It was mostly females promoting the product. Most affiliates would be like, especially being a male, you would be like, I don't really see the point of doing this because I don't fit the criteria of hopping on a product. Let's say you're promoting NAD and you're 50 but look 35, for example, you're a perfect fit for that product. But I wasn't really the perfect fit for this product, but I understood the market, and this is very important, right? Understanding the market is the key component to making sales. What did I know? I knew that this was for like bloating, digestion, etc. And I had previously made a lot of money with Goli probiotics, right? So I could bring all those angles there. It's like a winning product is a winning product for a reason. Specifically, like let's say skincare, if you're helping hyperpigmentation, there's a lot of different things that help for hyperpigmentation, right? Now for this one specifically, I knew it was for gut health, for like helping with weight, etc., right? I never made any claims, but here again, I saw all of this and I was like, okay, it's mostly girls, it's a Korean product, right? Which you're bringing in the spark of Koreans. Everyone knows about skincare, but no one really knows what they do for their health. I built a specific script testing for this product. Another thing I noticed from the get-go, no Spanish person, like these guys were not here before, they appeared after, but they hopped on the product similar to me, right? There were no Spanish speaking people here, right? Again, I'm seeing such a huge market gap, and that's the reason I'm taking out like most competition, because there literally is no competition, right? So this is where I had the huge blow up. Now you have to understand TikTok, the way it works, etc. Sometimes you do blow up on the get-go, like let's be transparent, right? But with this specific product, it took a little bit. I was making good money here. I got a bonus here of about 2k. I made them like 20k GMV, and then from September to October, those 2 months, they paid me 10k bonus because I made them over $50,000. So my first video got 900 views, then second video, boom, 500,000. I actually copied a viral video, just brought from English to Spanish. That's the only thing I did, right? And then I started tweaking stuff. The reason Koreans are so beep right? I'm putting a photo with me with an Asian girl. She was not Korean, but I said she was Korean, right? People love to feel a good story. Like, they want it to be genuine. They want, like, they need that trust for them to buy, right? So I'm creating that trust with the ad. I kept testing stuff, trying stuff. 2.5 million views, again, similar to the reason Koreas are so. The reason Koreas don't have a specific word. Again, I'm using specific Spanish words which in an English person with AI would never like comprehend or do, right? Like panza, that's like us referring to like tummy, right? Again, 2.5, exact same video, boom, same amount of views, same traction. People think once you use one video and it goes viral, you cannot do it again. Not true. I've done it several times. It still works, right? Then I was using my own proof of concept. Hey, I've gone from here to here. I was using my own Asian girl. These videos got violations. That's what they didn't get so many results. But again, you have to understand, why am I thinking the way I am thinking, right? What process am I doing and why am I making these kind of videos? What kind of results do I want them to get? Everything has an intent. These videos are typically 1 minute, 1 minute 30. Every word I'm saying, everything I'm doing has a why behind. So I kept going. Some of these videos were getting violations. Funny enough, this account ended up getting banned, right? And even funnier enough, I changed account because I knew I was writing it so big. I had no competition. Because also you have to understand, a lot of these people make one video, it goes viral, boom. They don't know what else to make. I'm consistently, all of these videos are for one product. And why? Because I have a blueprint. I know how to get a product and test every angle. Give it all the, like, say, pantheon of things I can test for me to make the most and squeeze all the juice from the product. That's what every ecom brands want. They want every single angle tested. They want to make the most out of the product. So that's what I'm doing here. So I got banned with this account for, like, let's say, I think it was first 3 days, then 7 days, then 14 days, whatever. I did the exact same thing on a new account. I started first video. Why do people in the US boom? Why am I doing this? Again, I'm targeting Latinos in the US. I'm asking a broad question about Latinos in the US. I'm talking about why are they, let's say, bigger, right? What's going on? I'm referring to, okay, most food here in the US is not healthy. What do Koreans do? I'm introducing my girl there. Yeah, I was with a Korean girl for X amount of time and she told me this hack. Again, storytelling. I'm implementing everything. I'm being very analytical, very very, I don't know how what word it is specifically, but I'm trying to get to like the needle, right? I'm putting the needle in this specific place where I know it's gonna convert, right? I'm testing different things too. Let's see if it works. 4,000 views, okay, not that good, etc. Testing different backgrounds, right? What's working, what's not working. Okay, this has worked in this background, let's bring it to a different one, etc, etc. And I'm still writing it to the top. Then I did very interesting thing, a whole different angle, right? You're going to the bathroom incorrectly. This is quite literally disgusting. I'm doing weird stuff like just cutting an onion and going crazy with it. Test the exact same one of the bathroom. Again, 500,000 views, 1 million views. I test new non-talking head, right? I don't talk, I just show stuff. That's one of the contents that Kate and I apply with our process, and we actually get people great results because we're not talking, we're just showing them stuff. So as you can see, I was able to generate for this brand over $150,000 in, let's say, in the time span of 4 or 5 months as a Spanish affiliate without any kind of competition. I am the only Spanish affiliate inside this graph. The rest is all English. So it's not only me. If you could multiply me by 5, 10, how many people do you think would be here with my exact same knowledge? Now, introducing here my actual best product inside TikTok, it's NAC. I hopped on this product about October, more or less, and you can see how the graph just went up. It still has a decent graph, to be honest. Why did I hop on this? Again, actually, I'm not even here. Calo data is not 100% accurate. This revenue is probably not accurate. My account is not even here. I don't know why. I will show you my account after. But I could see there was no Spanish content. What's my brain thinking? Okay, NAC, no one's heard about this. No one is promoting this. It's a brand new product. I'm doing it in Spanish. This is gonna rip. First thing I did was actually hop on this and just bring the angles from English to Spanish. The results? Immediately, first video, 90k views. Second video, fourth video, 3 million views, etc. Then I started again tweaking stuff. I understand, okay, it's worked in English. I can quite literally bring it here with a good tone, good delivery, good visual hooks. I can actually make it viral. But I don't want to settle for this. I want to go to the top of the top. Again, I want to squeeze the product to its max. So what am I doing? I'm seeing the comments people are leaving my videos. Okay, what are people saying? What are they asking? What are their concerns? Why are they not buying? A lot of people were saying, when do I have to take the pill, right? Like they thought it was a pharmaceutical thing, but it's not. It's actually a supplement. So my best video for, again, you can actually see there probably is no one on TikTok or barely anyone that has actually written products like I do, like 3 million, 2 million consistently for one single product. They might hit a liquor, boom, that's it. No, I'm actually getting the whole cake for me. So 2 million, etc. My best video, and the reason for this is this, I made it mine. I saw this work. Okay, people coughing. Okay, that works. That's a hook that works. Okay, let me bring it to me. So what I did there was, when I was dragging it out towards the pitch, what did I do? When I was breaking it down, I actually implemented, okay, what are people not understanding about this product? It's the fact that they think they need to have it prescribed. It might be bad for their health. No, so I'm breaking down. No, it's actually a supplement. It's the same thing when you go to the hospital, you take when you have a messed up liver because you've drank too much alcohol. That analogy made it a lot easier for them to digest, right? And I'm breaking it down in a way where, again, I'm bringing the awareness to the consumer so they can be confident and buy. And that's why I got on 3.9 million views. This is actually my best video inside the whole TikTok. And I was consistently like, you can barely, like, this is kind of crazy to look at this because no one has done what I've done with this product. And yeah, I showed this in the past video, but I was the number one in 45 days. I generated 76,000. Again, my account, it was not on Calodata, it was here, right? 76,000 GMV, $76,000 in revenue for a brand in 45 days. Second guy, 50K. Like, if you add up the second and third, they add up to me. Just so you know how much I mugged everyone in Spanish, right? Technically, you should think, okay, there's way more buyers in English, etc. Well, you have to add the second and the third to get to the first, and the fourth and the fifth, it's 15K. It's like, what, 1/4 of what I did? Just so you can understand the amount of money that can be made on Spanish market. And here is where we found the turning point. Brands kept seeing the insane results. Brands kept reaching out to me, and we saw the amount of money they were paying for affiliates, right? Taking into consideration, violations play a key role here. If your account gets clipped, all the account is lost, etc. We saw there was a bigger upside for brands than just staying on TikTok, because you could plug the exact same ad inside Meta and scale it infinitely. We even had cases where a brand would pay 3K to have the usage rights of the video so you can use it on Meta. So we saw a huge opportunity here which no one was fulfilling. One, there's no good Spanish creatives out there. Two, brands don't know where to find people who actually can make you ads that convert. Three, most people are just stuck inside TikTok Shop. Yeah, TikTok Shop is great, but there's a way broader thing, which is Meta, etc., where again, you can scale infinitely. So knowing that I had a system and we were implementing it to a T, and I could quite literally not multiply myself, we said, okay, why not actually bring this awareness and bring all this knowledge to brands and build an agency. The thing is, you can find people who can give you a good tone, a good delivery, a good visual hook, but you cannot find someone that actually can quite literally break their brain so you can get the best script ever. And that's the key part for any ad. It's the script. Yeah, delivery, etc. is very important, but you can teach that. You can also teach scripting, but there is, let's say, a creative aspect of it that you need a long process to learn, and that's where we've gotten to. So this is what we've actually done. We're helping brands scale with infinite angles, infinite videos, because there's no end to this. It's not like we're one or two people. We have multiple creators trained by us, and everything is scripted and recorded in-house. And the biggest thing, again, Spanish is a complete blue ocean. Brands not tapping into this are missing out. If me as an affiliate, I've been able to generate that much money, imagine scaling it to just a brand and itself. So that's it. That's the $50 billion opportunity that's hiding in plain sight. And if you're an e-commerce brand owner and you're serious about tapping into this market, my team and I can help. If you want to get a deeper understanding of just how big this Spanish-speaking market is, go watch my video over here. The 50 billion market e-com brands are ignoring. I'll see you there.